Welcome to the Big Money Influencers Podcast. We talk with top influencers and experts to help you navigate and prosper in your business. It's all about creating wealth, legacy, and an online presence. Here's your host, Ceanne Livingston.
Welcome back to the Big Money Influencers Summit, and I'm Ceanne, your host, and today I'm talking to Theresa Key, who's doing the strength test. T. Key is the Chief Eencouragement Officer, CEO of Theresa Key and Associates. I'm so excited to have her here today. She's going to be talking about some secrets to your success when it comes to building a business, whether you are in the beginning stages of building a business or if you are working on scaling, growing your business, no matter where you are in your business, or especially if you're in the idea process. This presentation is going to help you get clear on your ideas and even clearer of where you are in your business and how you can move forward. Welcome, T.
My name is Theresa Key, and my company is Theresa Key and Associates, and I've been in the online space for the past 10 years. I was a frustrated mom that wanted to get out of corporate, and I had the opportunity, the rare opportunity, to stay at home with my kids and also work with small businesses. And I learned a lot. Through that process, and I wanted to share that with big money influencers in the group and those who are aspiring, because it is possible. It's possible to basically dream something up, plan it out, and make it happen. And that's basically the idea that I want to get across. Now, in order to do that, there's some planning and there's some important concepts that we can take from brick and mortar businesses as well as corporate departments. Like if you're at work and you're in corporate, you can apply what you have been doing in corporate to what you want to do outside. So hopefully today in this presentation, I'll be able to show you in this kind of like pre-game warm-up what exactly it is, kind of like one of the steps that we'll be taking. And then during the rest of the week, I want to come back with more value, actually share my screen as Ceanne is working on her screen, walk you through the process, kind of lock arms with you and walk you through the process. Now, many of us have great ideas. We have ideas, we can come up with a million ideas, but some of them may or may not stick. As a matter of fact, most of them may not stick. But what we can do is we can walk our ideas through a process that will let us see a little bit deeper into, what's going on, what will it take, what we need to do, and what are some of the things we need to let go of in order to make way for these great ideas. Some of us call these ideas divine downloads. Some of us may or may not take our ideas seriously. Some of us take our ideas seriously and we are like, well, where are we going to get the resources? And then some of us have all the resources, we have ideas, and we're just trying to level up. Well, this technique and the technique that I'll be sharing with you throughout the week will help with that. And the first step in it is called the SWOT analysis. That's SWOT. And some of you may already be familiar with the SWOT analysis. What I can do is after this live, I can literally upload the video so that you guys can have access to it and review it. But for right now, since we are live and we are going over this, I'll just go over just the concepts so that you can begin thinking about it, so that when you go over the video, it'll be old hat. So does that sound good? The strength test. This is going to be a bit of a warm-up in how we're thinking about what we're doing. For example, see yourself with a concept or a big idea. There are 4 areas within that opportunity, within your idea that we can kind of drill down and ask ourselves questions about it. So for example, we start with the big idea. We would look at our strengths, our weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These are the 4 areas that we would look at as we drill down and really kind of take our idea through the washing machine, so to speak. Our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And threats, I kind of like to think of those as just challenges. Our threats are really just challenges because we can literally find a way to overcome them. So the acronym is SWOT. The strengths are helpful. They open doors. The opportunities are usually things that are external to us, maybe things that we don't necessarily have in our possession. Some of the things that are a little more harmful are our weaknesses and the threats. Our weaknesses are things that perhaps we need to build on, and the threats are things that may be coming at us, things that we don't know are coming, or things that we're very well aware of. Now, in the slide deck, I have 3 examples of just regular brick and mortar businesses that use a SWOT analysis on their business. So the first one that we're familiar with is maybe a car dealership. This one that I'm looking at right now is Honda. So, for example, Honda is a trusted brand. You know, you can raise your hand if you have a Honda or, any trusted brand. But for this example, we have Honda. In terms of strengths, it's a trusted brand. You can get high miles to the gallon. For anyone who's ever driven a Honda, you could drive it, kind of like drive it forever. Drives like a regular sedan, like a smooth ride, and it's considered innovative. It's not like something that maybe one of our grandmothers, our grandparents would drive, but it is something that at least over the last 10, 20 years has been pretty innovative. So there's a strength. There's opportunity with Honda with regards to the future of the automotive industry. They could, now they have Honda hybrids. They could be doing something else, right? They get government subsidies. The weaknesses associated with Honda is higher cost. So it is, it's a fairly reasonably priced car, but it's a little bit higher. It's not like an American car. Tight headroom. There's not a lot of room. Something where it may not have the brand loyalty that other brands may have. Certain threats associated with Honda might include that it may be considered a hippie car, or a hippie car considered in the sense that students may use the Honda. People aren't ready to switch. They're not ready to switch over to the hybrid, for example. And there's constant maintenance on the Honda as opposed to maybe an American car. Another SWOT analysis example, and this one may be relevant for those of us in marketing and social media, is the startup social media SWOT analysis. One of the strengths for that is lower employment, like lower costs, deep, quick ROI, time-savvy management, and quality over quantity. So, for example, if you're running a startup, you can run it kind of lean. You don't have to hire many employees, and you can literally create a product and put it out into the marketplace. Some of the weaknesses associated with the social media startup might be that there's a single narrow-minded focus, poor lists, poor traffic sources, poor customer service, for example. An opportunity with a startup within social media strategy might be strong loyalty. As we know, many of our experts, our gurus, our big money influencers have strong brand loyalty, quick to get in touch with customers. You can literally send an email and you've reached your customers. You don't have to go through a bunch of departments or, all these different channels to reach them. You can push a button and you've reached out to your customers. Sales ready traffic, people ready to buy. And there's constant investment opportunities, whether you are a part of a JV partnership or if you find yourself just creating more. There's constant opportunities to create. In terms of threats for a social media agency, it's anything from imposter syndrome. You may not feel like you are or should be a part of the marketplace. People may lose trust in social media agencies, and even as an individual, as a brand, people may lose trust in your value and what you're offering. Low conversion rates, everything having to do with advertising and click-throughs and all of that. These are potential challenges that someone in regards to social media and strategy, they may experience any one of these things, if not more. And then lastly, because I'm a pet lover, I have a pet care SWOT analysis. I know Ceanne has Petey over there. I don't know if Petey's over there watching me or listening, but here's a pet care SWOT analysis. The strengths might be that you are a pioneer in your area or your neighborhood, and you're taking care of pets and you want to kind of expand, but that may be one of your strengths. There's no one like you. One-stop shop for customers, personalized service, customer care, strong networking. So you can literally go somewhere where, pet owners are a rare breed, and we love our animals. So you can go and meet people and network with them, and if they like what you offer, you may have a customer for life. One of the weaknesses associated with pet care might be you may not have any experience, really, or you may have to make a limited investment, or you may have limited funds to invest. The opportunity, you can diversify. You can take care of a specific type of dog or cat or an exotic animal, or you can take care of many. You may have plans to open up a facility. You can expand that way. Pet care in terms of daycare, think of it that way. The fact that there aren't any spas or any other pet care facilities in your local area is also a good opportunity. You can become the market leader and a trendsetter. Some of the threats may be uncertainty, just instability in the economy, no barriers for others to compete with you. Other people can see you with your dog care T-shirt on or drive by, and then they're like, oh, I can do that. So now you're exposing yourself to the marketplace and inspiring other people to compete with you as well. And then you have the competition from vets and other pet groomers that may be able to offer it at a cheaper price. So these are 3 examples that are completely different. And as you can see, when you start to really flesh it out and you think about your business and what it is you want to offer, quite a bit to think about beyond your idea. But this is a way to kind of chunk it up, and you can kind of look at it in terms of, well, what do I have in my hand? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Where are the opportunities? Where are the threats and the challenges? And I mentioned a few minutes ago before our tech challenge that I was a pet lover, and I didn't formally introduce myself in terms of what else I do. Again, my name is Theresa Key. I am considered the Chief Eencouragement Officer for Theresa Key and Associates. I have a number of different partners that I partner with, and I've been working virtually for the past 10 years. I'm a mom of 3. I also have 3 cats and 1 dog, and I believe my favorite space to be in is the beach at any time.
Learn the secrets entrepreneurs can use to create wealth and legacy. Discover exactly how the top 1% are building financial success, wealth, and a legacy quickly in their business. These are the only secrets you need to create wealth and legacy when it comes to building your online presence. When you visit BigMoneyInfluencerLive.com, you will get free access to the exclusive Big Money Influencers Live Business Kit. It teaches proven secret strategies that successful entrepreneurs are using daily to create wealth and legacy in their business. Foolproof methods established business owners are using to live and build wealth and legacy. We know you're busy, so we have convenient audios, which include foolproof methods established business owners use to build wealth and legacy. Easy to follow binder notes. And if you're ready to 10x your online presence or ready to take your business online, you can book a call and discover how to get started. Visit BigMoneyInfluencerLive.com. That's BigMoneyInfluencerLive.com.
I'm a mom of 3. I also have 3 cats and 1 dog, and I believe my favorite space to be in is the beach at any time. One of my favorite quotes is, "We are powerful beyond measure." My pronouns are she and her. My drug of choice is my verb, laughter, laugh, or laughing. One thing that most people don't know about me is I love sports. One time I won a trophy for winning the entire March Madness based on my secret jersey color strategy. So if you guys want to hear about that and you're a sports lover, I'll be happy to share that with you as well. But back to the strength test, I want to share with you just some questions that you would ask yourself for each area of the strength test. And I'll also leave the graphic in the group so that you can begin to think about it, and we'll be able to go through this process during the week. The first one is your strengths. The questions that you would ask yourself are, what do I do well? Next, what are my skill sets? Next, what comes naturally? We often overlook what comes naturally. As a matter of fact, if you're someone who has, for example, gone to school quite a bit, it's easy to overlook the things that come to you naturally, even if it's your ability to speak or ability to write, just those natural gifts that you might have. So you have to kind of ask yourself what comes naturally. You may have something literally in your hand that you may be overlooking. The next one would be, what have I been trained in? Now, training is very important. We have a lot of certificates and degrees and things like that. Also, things that we may be overlooking are just our experiences with customers, our experiences with the vendors. These are things that we've been kind of in the trenches with people in real time. We have to know, what have I been trained to do? What has experience led me to do? And then I think one of the most important questions is, what do I want? And we have to kind of allow ourselves to ask that question. What do I want? What do I really want? Do I want notoriety? Do I want profits? Do I want to travel? Do I want to lead that laptop lifestyle? Or do I just want time freedom and vacation time? Do I want to build a part-time business or a full-time business? Answering the question, what do I want, is actually a strength. Now, the next area would be, your opportunity. I like to link things up so that you're not, either pie in the sky, or you're, not too down in the dumps thinking exclusively about your weaknesses. You have opportunities. And if we think about our opportunities, we can ask ourselves the question, where can I make a profit? What can I learn? The question, how can I scale my business, comes up after you've really established yourself. But it is something to think about. It's something to think about even when you're starting. You're starting out maybe with a mustard seed idea, but you can also think in terms of, okay, once I've established this, how can I scale it? Will I be able to scale it with advertising? Will I be able to scale it with social media kind of organically or by word of mouth if for some reason you're in direct sales? And then the last one is, who can I partner with? Partnerships are very important. As a matter of fact, you may find that you can partner with people that even seem like your competition. You can literally come up with what's been a popular term online was JV partnerships or joint venture partnerships. You can do that relatively easily just by setting up an agreement. The next two have to do with your challenges and the weaknesses. And typically, you can kind of list them together, but because just for the sake of the SWOT analysis, they're separate. So if we start with weaknesses, you would ask yourself the question, what do I avoid doing? If you're the type of person who avoids cold calling, that is a huge weakness. Because if you don't like cold calling and you have to talk to people, you have to talk to business owners, it's detrimental to your business. Next is, where do I lack expertise? Like, what areas of training and experiences do I need? Which leads to the next question is, where do I lack experiences? So you have expertise and experiences. The next one is, what do I need to learn? And that's kind of a plus or minus. You can take additional courses, you can buy additional courses, and you know that. But is there something a little bit more airy-fairy? Is there a lesson that I need to learn in all this? If you've ever been in business for any amount of time, there's always an opportunity to learn something, and we kind of have to drill deeper to figure out what's the lesson, especially if we failed a lot. Because if we figure out the lesson, we can move forward. The last piece is, what do I need to do to make something happen? What do I need to outsource? Sometimes we can take everything on, and then we will forget that we can literally outsource perhaps 60% of what we're trying to do, just so that we are effective and we're implementing. And then the last question would be, what serves me? You can ask yourself, do I have the proper mindset to make things happen? Am I literally creating an environment so that I am actually moving forward, or am I as I take a step forward, am I taking 3 steps backwards? In terms of weaknesses, is my mindset even serving me? So that's a very important question. So all this leads over into the challenges and the actual threats to being successful. Do I have the right mindset? Not only what was the mindset over in the weaknesses, but do I even have the right mindset? Do I have access to the right teams or the right people? Who is my competition? Sometimes it's easy to feel like you are a business of one, or you're in a category of one. But in actuality, there are hundreds of people doing what you do now. One of my mentors, I used to always say, what has been done will be done. And actually, competition is good. To be aware that there's competition. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but typically when you see one Starbucks, you see 3 or 4 Starbucks nearby. Or if you see a specific McDonald's on the corner, you can look a few yards away, or another type of burger or restaurant nearby. Another question you can ask yourself is, have I assessed my budget? This has to do with resources. And then a last question you may ask yourself is, should I learn a new skill? So these are just kind of foundational questions that we would ask ourselves as we develop the SWOT analysis. And so what I'd like to do throughout the week, over the next 5 or so days, is walk everyone through a process for each area so that we come out with your strength test and your SWOT analysis in this process. It'll help you with an idea, with a business concept, and it'll also help you to kind of figure out if you have something that you're about to launch, or if you have like a business idea you're about to create. It'll kind of open your mind to the possibilities and maybe help you make even better decisions. That's it for the warm-up. Next week, we'll be able to add in just the different pieces to this puzzle so that everyone has this opportunity to see how this can fit into what they're doing.
To discover the secrets entrepreneurs are using to create wealth and legacy, visit bigmoneyinfluencerslive.com. And here's a big ask. If you love this podcast, will you take a minute to subscribe, review, and give us a 5-star rating? Be sure and share with your friends and family. And thank you for listening.